Hey students, welcome to the channel. I'm sure everybody is fine. So here I've brought a topic and the name of the topic is Nelson Mandela Long Walk to Freedom for class 10th from the book First Flight. Well, you all know that everybody is preparing for their board examinations and this is the topic which generally confuses most of the guys. So here I have prepared some brief points related to the topic. So here I'm going to start. What I want to tell you all is that this chapter is an extract from the autobiography of Mandela, and in the chapter the golden letter day, that's 10th May 1994, is being discussed and of course highlighted too. So why this day is so much highlighted and why I called it a golden letter day? Because it was the day which holds historical occasion. And what's that historical occasion? That historical occasion is the inauguration ceremony. The inauguration ceremony of what? The inauguration ceremony because Mandela became the first black president of South Africa more than after more than 300 years of whites rule. Now, why and how all this happened, this you can read from the story, but here I want to tell you that this all happened because of the struggle against apartheid. Now, what is apartheid? Apartheid is racial discrimination. Now, what is racial discrimination? Racial discrimination is the discrimination that is based on the color or creed or maybe any caste. So here there was the time when in South Africa people were facing this discrimination and the South African land was being ruled by the whites. So here this was the time to raise the voice, and maybe Mandela was the one who stood and raised his voice, and he was able to free the nation after a long struggle. So here that's why the name given to the chapter is Long Walk to Freedom. Well, in this inauguration ceremony there were more than 1 lakh South African men, women and children, leaders of more than 140 countries, and this inauguration was held in amphitheater at Pretoria. Another important points: Mandela won 252 seats out of 400 seats, and he participated through African National Congress. That was the political party in which he got his name enrolled, and he worked hard and harder, and thus he was able to provide freedom to the nation. Well, on this golden occasion, his daughter Zenani was also there. Along with Mandela's presidentship, there were 2 deputy presidents selected. The second deputy president was Mr. De Klerk, and the first deputy president was Thabo Mbeki. Well, this was the moment of glory because it was a newborn liberty, a victory for justice, victory for peace, and of course for human dignity. Now, some other important points related to the extract, that on this occasion 2 national anthems were sung. Now, why 2 national anthems? Because one was for whites and the other was for blacks. Well, when whites were ruling, the people and the things that were associated with blacks were almost forgotten. So, on this occasion, since it was the victory over the discrimination, hence both the national anthems were sung, and Mandela was overwhelmed with the history. Why? Because whites patched up differences and erected racial domination. The harshest and inhumane behavior was practiced during that time, but it was the time to raise courage, and which was raised by Mandela and other co-revolutionaries, his many of the friends, and he respects the revolutionaries and the freedom fighters in his extract. And of course, he has written a lot about such freedom fighters. He says, I was not born with a hunger to be free. I was born free. Why he says that? He says so because everybody is born free in the country or nation. But maybe due to some or the other social problems, we all get trapped in some or the other discrimination or maybe any other kind of things in the society. Well, now he discusses about the twin obligation. Now what the twin obligation is, twin obligation, he is talking about the responsibility towards his nation and the responsibility towards his friends. So he recalls the people who oppressed are now paying respect. He even recalls the moment that there was a time when people, those who are respecting him right now, were oppressing him and others like him. But now the time has changed. Why? Just because he was elected the leader of the country. For him, neither the oppressor nor the oppressed is free. At the end, I just want to tell you that for him, neither the oppressor is one who is oppressing the weak, and the oppressed is that weak person who is being oppressed by the oppressor. So here I am sure you have understood the summary of the topic, and yes, I'm leaving the screen so that you can take a shot of it and you can capture the precious lines, and of course they are going to help you out for your examinations. Well, children, here I want to tell you that from this chapter you come across variant questions. Like the first you can have is, what was the twin obligation that Mandela talks about? You can have the question, according to Mandela, what courage means? From here, you can also have that why two national anthems were sung, and in one word and MCQ kind of question, you get variant points from the chapter, right? The another important question come across is that evaluation based or the justifying of the statements. Like I have written on the board, I was not born with a hunger to be free, I was born free. So how can you justify the statement said by Mandela? So here kids, I'm wishing you all the best for your examinations. Prepare hard, and if you have any kinds of doubt, you can definitely post it in the group on the comment box. Well, I'll be waiting. Bye, take care.